Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
They were the teenage grunge sensations that took the world by storm in the mid-90s, selling over 10 million albums worldwide, won more ARIA awards than any other artist in history. They were Silverchair, and they rocked our socks off. But behind the scenes, they struggled with fame, with pressure, health issues, personal conflicts. Well, for the first time, the band's bassist, Joannou, and drummer, Gillies, have written a candid and revealing memoir called Love and Pain. Ben and Chris, hello.
I think it was Teenage Heartthrobs.
Yeah.
Did I leave out Heartthrobs?
Yeah. You did leave out Heartthrobs.
Let me put that in.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, I'll insert that later in this live interview.
It's funny growing up with you guys. You know, I've been in radio for a long time, and I remember when I first heard Silverchair, I didn't believe that you guys were as young as what you were, and the record company at the time had put out a thing. They didn't want to say how old you were at all because people would write you off as like
sensation.
a sensation.
Yeah, yep.
And it was kind of curious. And then when we discovered how young you were,
we were a sensation.
You were, and still
Like
to this day, a sensation.
How old were you then at the very beginning?
Oh, we were like 14. Yeah, the band formed when we were 12. And then it took off when we were 14, 15.
That's so young. Would it have been possible to have success without trauma? And when I say trauma, I don't mean to over-egg it, but without the pain and the discomfort and the fear and all of that, starting a band so young, could you have played it any differently?
I think you just had to get on for the ride and live it, really. And I guess being so young, you're going through so many phases in your life through that period where you
were pre-acne at that age,
under a lot of scrutiny, and I guess being confident enough in putting yourself out there all the time, and but in some ways it was oddly normalised too. I think
that was our reality.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think we had two things on our side: is the fact that we were young and naive, and the other fact is that we were just so passionate about music. That was our focus. So all the other kind of madness that was going on around us, we were blissfully unaware.
And we did have a good support network, family and management and stuff. We're pretty fortunate in that sense.
When you say the madness around you, how mad did it get? What's one of the moments where you'd go, wow, that's mad?
I remember a gig that we played at Luna Park in Melbourne, and we walked on stage and there was just screaming people going absolutely berserk, and we started playing and you literally we really couldn't hear what we were doing on stage because of people just screaming. And that was the moment I was like, yeah, this feels pretty surreal.
And did it, in hindsight, did it feel easy for you guys? Because you look at musicians can struggle for years and not get anywhere, and then all of a sudden you guys, in a matter of moments, had the gift.
Yeah, I think we were very fortunate and feel very, lucky and blessed that we did get an opportunity.
I think the reason the band took off how it did was just there was a magic and a chemistry when the three of us came together and when we played music together. And we'd done a reasonable amount of playing for 2 years from when we were 12. We'd just play anywhere and everywhere. There was a pub in Newcastle called the Jolly Roger. We'd play there as much as we could.
As 12-year-olds.
Yes, I think we might have been 13.
Yeah, right. Great. That was simple times back
drinking
then.
a shandy.
Yeah. Daniel's not involved in this book.
No, he's not. Ben originally was working on a book just by himself, and he approached me. And then I was sort of like, oh, well, that's your thing, you're doing it. And then I was like, what a great experience it would be to jump in and just park all these memories in one spot. And it's been an awesome, journey to walk through some things that were absolutely amazing and some things that were pretty tough.
But does that mean that you guys aren't talking to Daniel because he's not in the book? Is that not involved in the book?
All drifted off into different directions over the years and done different projects, and it's no disrespect to any individual in the way things roll out. It's just what happened. Yeah.
Would there ever be a Silverchair reunion?
Look, I think like Chris said, it's, we're all on different life journeys, we're all doing our own thing at the moment, and I think I mean, I can't speak for Daniel, but, for myself, and I can't speak for Chris either, but
Go on.
have a crack at it.
Can you speak for Ben?
I can speak for Ben. Okay. I think, look, where I am, and I think Chris is in life, we've got families, and we're really happy with where we are. And I think the book was just a moment to be able to tell our story, because it's a bloody great story, and something for our kids too. My motivation was when my kids were born. That was the trigger point for me to go, I want to tell my story of the experience in Silverchair, and I want something for my boys to be able to read from my perspective.
Do you jam together lately? Do you guys...
We did have a little session the other day.
So
it's just all bass and drums. It's the dream. It's the dream.
Silverchair becomes Jason Recliner Rocker.
And it does. And there's definitely a special feeling that I think probably only the three of us will know when we're making music together, whether that's just Ben and myself or the three of us.
It's pretty cool.
Well, from my own perspective, I was in a band when I was a kid with my mates.
What do you play?
I was playing the drums, and I was Ben, you're okay, mate. And I was in it with my brother. But one day we were rehearsing at these rehearsal studios, and John Swan came down, and we're all out having a smoke. And he goes, "Hey boys, what's the name of your rig? What's the name of your outfit?" And we said, "Oh, it's Bad Element." And he takes the drag of his smoke, and he goes, "What? Like, is that something on your stove that doesn't work?" And I just was like... That was my greatest moment. So when you guys, and for every guy that's ever played in a garage band that never made it, and really, reality is, most garage bands are never going to go anywhere. You guys did it, and that to me is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, it was an amazing ride, and does feel like another lifetime at this stage.
But that's not to say it's all over now.
No, that's right.
It's what's happening next. What's in the pipeline.
Well, there's a book out. It's called Love and Pain.
Well, if only you'd mention it.
Spoke about the book.
No one told us.
Ben and Chris, it's so great to talk to you guys. You can purchase Love and Pain from all good bookstores. Boys, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks for having us.
And check out part 2, by the way, of Silverchair's Australian story tonight on the ABC. Thanks, chaps.